The next tip that we are going to see is the use of sparse data type. This can significantly save space and memory if you are going to be working with a column that contains a lot of missing values or zero values. So now one thing to be aware of before you import your column is you need to be considerate about what columns in the original source file that you are going to need for your analysis, and import only those columns instead of importing the entire data set. So for example, the large dataset.csv, this contains a lot of columns inside it. But in case you are going to use only a subset of the columns, specify the names of that column that you are going to use and pass it as an argument to use calls. This will save a lot of memory when you are working. So all the subsequent operations that you're going to do will be running faster. Alright, so let's do that. We are defining the columns that we want, run use columns, and now look at dataframe.info. This is consuming only 22.9. Previous video we saw that this is consuming more than 150 MB. This is a significant change. Now one other thing to notice, the hash TPM, this column, hash TPM column is taking values either 1 or 0, right? Only two values it's needing, right? But if you look at the data type of hash TPM, this is stored as int64. That is not at all required. You can convert this hash TPM to a Boolean data type instead. So when importing itself, mention use columns equal to columns and specify the data type of hash TPM, the appropriate columns data type, to whatever is necessary. In this case, hash TPM, Boolean is sufficient. On doing this, let's look at the memory consumed. 22 became 17.2 MB. This is significant. All right. So that is one other improvement that you can do. Third improvement is the use of sparse data type. Certain columns, the values are either going to be missing or is going to contain a lot of zeros. Let's look at the output of this. So here, LUA enable, this particular column, this has a lot of zeros inside it. What we can do is we can convert this column to, since this is an integer, you can specify sparse integer. You can specify sparse int, and the memory this particular column is going to occupy is going to change. So previously, when you set it as int64, which is the default, the total memory consumed is 30.5. Now after changing this, you are saving almost 8 MB of memory usage. Likewise, if your data is actually a string, you need to specify sparse str instead of sparse int. So this is the second useful information that you might want to be aware of. Most people don't leverage this. So the next time you're working on a project, remember this. And if your column is a sparse column, then definitely go ahead for this particular data type.